You may have noticed that on our marquee, and actually, if you happen to drive by any marquee in Sarasota County, there is a very special sign. We do it every year at this time of the year on Veterans Day. And the sign reads, as a reminder to the importance of the work of our veterans, those who have chosen to stand up and represent our country in amazing ways. The sign reads, remember, freedom is not free. We can do any holiday, and oftentimes in elementary school, we do celebrate holidays. But Veterans Day is a time for us, especially in an elementary school, where we have children who are as young as 5 years old, to just really kind of stop and pause and think about the many freedoms that we have and the reasons why we have those freedoms, and to then teach our children about that in ways that are meaningful to them. So today was a really, really fun day for me because I saw veterans from our community, children that have veterans and their families were on stage today, whether it was your grandfather, whether it was your dad, or even a teacher and our cafeteria manager. They know these people, they love these people for the contributions that they give them every day, but don't realize that they served in a way that was so meaningful, and it's abstract for young children, but it becomes very concrete when you do a celebration like this and focus on the contributions of our veterans. Let's get right to it. I'm so excited. Our children have studied what it means to be a veteran, and the first person to come here, please give her a round of applause, is Taylor Humphrey.
Hello, my name is Taylor Humphrey. I am a student in Ms. Flanagan's classroom. My point of view is veterans fought for us, and we should be thankful for what they did. They died for us, and we need to respect that some even lost body parts. I'm also very thankful for my dad, who is also a veteran. Thankfully, my dad is still alive, and he fought in the war. But I'm lucky that he is a-okay. He could do anything he wants to do, and he is the nicest dad ever. I love my dad, and thank you to all veterans.
It was touching, I mean, to know that she actually honored me in that way, or she actually feel that, you know. It was really touching. And, you know, that she would actually take the time and write something about my past.
He's my grandpa, and he was a veteran.
Do you know what service he was in?
No.
Okay, great. And so talk to me a little bit about your speech.
Well, my speech is about how what the veterans did for us, and yeah, it's about what the veterans did for us.
Awesome. And so, are you excited, nervous, proud?
I'm nervous
Tell me why.
because I'm shy.
Hello, my name is Emily Smith, and
My child on stage today was Emily Smith. I found out about today actually from her. I work 12 to 15 hours a day, and she literally wanted me to listen to what she had to say. Her mom helped her with everything, but I did have the chance to listen to it, which was great.
We're going to give Emily a good round of applause. She did an amazing job writing, and let's listen to what she wrote. I am in Ms. Flanagan's class. My point of view is that veterans are important. I think Veterans Day is important because people fought for us to be free in our country. The reasons why veterans fought in our country is so that we can be free. Our biggest freedom is that we can do anything we want. The soldiers in the Army are thankful for giving us freedom. Since the veterans gave us freedom, we are positive. Thank you, veterans.
Surprised and also shocked for a third grader to know what she actually knew. It was meaningful, if you know what I mean. it literally meant something. Yeah, that's what really got me.
My granddaughter informed me, and I had to be here. I'm proud of them. Very nice, very good dancer, but she's not much on speeches.
Hello, my name is Anya Jones. Veterans Day. Veterans is a day when we honor our military who fought and continue to fight for our freedoms. Veterans give us freedom to live our life. I would also like to give a shout out to my special brother, Sherrod Roden. He was in the United States Army. He is discharged now, which means that he is no longer serving in the military. He was in the Army for 4 or 5 years. So thank you so much to my brother for fighting for us.
Excellent. Well, yeah, it is personally meaningful for me in lots of different ways. So we're a military family. This is something that I've talked about from time to time over the years. My husband, Warrant Officer 3, Kamara Clayton in the U.S. Army. I have to get that in. He served in the military for well over 20 years, and he is still a member of the U.S. Armed Forces and the Army. And so this is meaningful to us. We have 2 children. Our children, it's important for us to teach the importance of the contributions of our veterans, current veterans, and in some cases, past veterans as well, which we studied today on the stage. So today is a meaningful day for me personally as well.
I think my wife kind of hit on it as well. It's self-service citizenship. It's giving up your time. And I spent my youth, I joined the Army at 17. Been in for 24 years, and you give up your entire youth for this nation. You give while most of your friends are start college at the right age, you give that up. They might have social networks, but you're in a foreign country. I remember, and my 21st birthday was in Bosnia in '95. And so you give all that up. You give your body, your mind. Because if you're airborne or special operations, that's wear and tear on your body. So you give a lot up that most people don't realize. And also, if you look at the families, like my wife, I mean, she had a baby while getting her PhD, while principal of the school, and my daughter, who was also a student of the school. They gave up a lot, and I was gone for almost 2 years. And so that's a huge sacrifice, not only on my part, for their part as well. So I think that's something that's also missing, that you also got to thank the spouses as well for their support.
Hello, my name is Madison Smith, and I am a student in Ms. Flanagan's class. Freedom is not free. We need to pay for our freedom with the sacrifices of our veterans. They sacrifice so we have the ability to believe in whatever you want to. They help us live how we want to. We should honor them, and unfortunately some people don't. Veterans are important so we can have our way of life. Sometimes they make the ultimate sacrifice. They sometimes give their lives for us, and people sometimes just disrespect the things that they gave us. Thank you, veterans.
I think it's phenomenal. I mean, it's great. A lot of people aren't honored anymore for anything they did. Just like my military experience, it was 2 of the best years of my life taken away from me, but it's an experience that I never would want to go through again, but I wouldn't trade it for anything.
Hello, my name is Darcy Benjamin, and I'm from Ms. Flanagan's class. Freedom's not free. Veterans Day is a day for people to remember veterans that fought in the war. Some died and some got hurt, but they all gave us freedom. They gave us the right to vote, but sometimes freedom is not free. There are some things that are free, like you can live where you want, work where you want, wear what you want. So that is why Veterans Day is a day to give thanks to veterans. Thank you, veterans.
I grew up in Tuskegee, Alabama, which has a unique background of Tuskegee Airmen. I knew a lot of the airmen, a lot of people that served. And one thing that got me to serve is they were fighting for their civil rights, for the right to use a public bathroom, use a public water fountain. And they were saying, well, here's our chance to prove ourselves and to give back and not sit there. And there's one thing to complain, but let's do something to make a change. So that's why my whole service was to make a change in the world, to leave it better than I found it. And I think that's what the model that was presented to me as a young child is to do that.
Hello, my name is Rashawn Charles. Today I'm going to be talking about veterans and freedom. But first I want to thank all the veterans that are behind me right now in this cafeteria. Freedom is an adjective. It means that you're not under control or domination of another. It's freedom free. The black Americans have the same rights as white people. Have things changed? We've had black Americans that have fought and died for the freedom of black people, such as Martin Luther King Jr. I am going to be talking about Robert Smalls because he was a veteran and fought for the rights of color. According to a video I watched in class, Robert Smalls was a soldier and fought in the Civil War for the South. He hijacked a ship with more than 100 black people. To clarify, he risked his life for slaves, people of color, and black people. He had to cross 4 places, but Fort Summer was the most dangerous one of all. Last of all, we should all celebrate him on November 11th because he risked his life for the freedom of all people.
I love that lesson of history, of veterans in our past who have given the ultimate sacrifice to fight for us. And I love that I can look on our stage today and see some veterans who we all know very well in many different ways who have done the same for us or continuing to do the same for us as well. Boys and girls, we have many lessons that we can learn from veterans. Veterans act in ways that are not about themselves, but are about the good of our country. So I want you to think about ways to show citizenship for your country, for your community, and especially for your school. Well, I hope that our veterans felt appreciated. We had a veteran who wasn't on stage today. He chose to just stay in the audience just to kind of partake on this. He has a grandson here today. And he said, this made me feel so good just to be recognized for a service that he provided our country years ago, but he can still see how it's meaningful in the life of his grandson today at this elementary school. And he's a member of our community and does amazing things within our community. So that meant a lot to him. I could see that, and I was very thankful that he came and he expressed that to me. It gives me motivation to continue to focus on curriculum pieces at our school. So as far as curriculum is concerned, you know, as teachers, and I'm so thankful at M.E. Booker, we have the most amazing staff. What they think about is, what's the best way to connect in real ways abstract concept like serving in the U.S. military and that freedom is not free to the real world today. It's about dynamic instruction. It's about engaging instruction. It's about children having the best learning experiences, and today was a good example of that. If children hadn't been thinking about Veterans Day before this event, I guarantee you they are now, and that's what it's all about. We have an awesome staff, everybody from our front office staff to our teachers who work every day. We had an example of our cafeteria manager, Mrs. Wanda Ellis, who was on stage and gave a few words of encouragement to our children. We have an amazing staff. Everybody who stands up to work at M.E. Booker is doing this because it's out of love. Love for our children and out of hope for what our children are able to become if given the right nurturing environment, which we provide every day. Ms. Wanda, please come up. Let's give her a round of applause.
I just want to say I was proud to serve this country. I served 8 years in the Air Force. I currently have a brother who's still in the Army. He's 38 years. I have a son who's doing 12 years, and I had a daughter who did 8 years. And I just want to stand here and say I'm proud to serve, and I gladly do it again. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you, Ms. Wanda. Do we have any other veterans? No pressure. No pressure.
My personal opinion, I wish I could have been a veteran, to be honest with you. I should have, but that was something that I did not pursue, and I'm still kicking myself because I did not.
The children here are learning what it is to be a true American, or what it is to be an American at such a young age. That's what those words spoke to me. And it just, I spend time out of the country, a lot of time out of the country, but there is no country like America. And it just, her words just make me feel that I wish other people could know outside of the country what it is to be an American. I'm proud of Emmy E. Booker, and I'm proud of the leadership here. I mean, it really shows that the leadership here, which is Miss Clayton, which is, quite frankly, I believe one of the best principals, one of the best, if not the best. I've sent all of my children to this school, and since she's been here, it's just amazing.
And the biggest thing I want our children to think about is that our veterans don't think about themselves. Our veterans think about their country. And that is definitely something for our children to learn and to think about and to grow in that direction. What can we do to serve our country? What can we do to service our families? That's important for our children to think about. What can we do to service our friendships? What can we do to be of service to our teachers and our classroom environments? And most importantly, what can we do to be of service to others around us in general? So those are all important lessons that children as young as 5 can begin to think about and to make plans. And several children told me that they want to serve in the U.S. military. And I thought, wow, that's great planning already. I welcome you to come to this school, 2350 Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Way, and to explore one of the many amazing programs that we have, whether it's our amazing, engaging reading program or mathematics program, one of our many parent nights that we have, or events like this, and see how you can become a true partner with our school and our school community. True partners support in many different ways, whether it's financial ways, which we do appreciate, but also in those meaningful conversations that occurred today. And those are those types of things that we really are excited about. So please come to Emmy Booker and see what we're about, because we're about great things that you may not have known about.